points away. It's the Miami.
The Florida Atlantic man, Greg Joseph, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
The secret to his game and his success, incredible chemistry with each and every one of the guys who catches passes with it. And not only does he ask them to stay after practice or meet it before practice, he actually demands it because he knows if they have that kind of chemistry built up, they're going to be hard to beat each and every ball game.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. First carry for Raheem Mostert. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. With the snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
They'll try and run here with Mostert. A beautiful fake. And he'll have a Dolphins first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Able to slither by. And he lost the football.
Holding defense.
So now, I think even our referee is confused. The defense accepted the holding penalty, but they just got the ball on the fumble recovery, so that will be negated. That's a tough one to comprehend. Meanwhile, Tua's throws taken in by Waddle. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards and just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you want the final metric on his top speed, and trust me, you do, Next Gen Stats says he hit 22.4 miles an hour. Minnesota's offense and QB Kirk Cousins set to go here.
And one nice thing you can always say about Kirk Cousins is that he's consistent. Always puts up nice numbers each and every year. If there is a downside to his game, it's been the lack of playoff success. All in all, though, a formidable starting quarterback at a time in the league where it's tough to find your franchise guy.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Cousins. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Good, clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. A surprising move to go for it predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off, and the Dolphins get the football in great field position. Now an open man, that's the tight end Gesicki. It's complete. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. And he stopped immediately there. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Here's Mostert. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. approach the 7 now on 2nd and goal. One more time with Mostert. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Raheem Mostert taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Dolphins are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fields it right around the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Cousins now. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A first down throw for Cousins. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down. Cousins. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't draw too many in that department. 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. T.J. Hawkinson, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Vikings have got it back to within a score. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is a big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll. Looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
On first down, Tagovailoa right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. Clock runs, less than a minute to go, and an entertaining first quarter of play. Off the play action, Tagovailoa. He's going to let this one go deep. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, this defense was victimized earlier in this opening quarter. This time, a measure of revenge.
Well, they always tell defenses you have to have a short memory, but I also think it helps if you remember what happens to you before, and now you're able to flip it around. They didn't want to show weakness and let this offense think they could do whatever they want, and they turned things around in that case and picked one off themselves.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. To throw on 2nd and 10. Cousins. This one caught. It's the tight end Hawkinson. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And my goodness, they're now out of timeouts here in this first quarter. Cousins on first down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right.
It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter, as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Once again, it's Mostert. Mostert hit, and he drops the ball.
And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Playing in snow brings so many other factors into the game. It's not just trying to take care of the ball, and we just saw there that that's difficult to do, but just trying to keep your feet and carry out your assignment.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Pass interference. Defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
Kevin O'Connell choosing to lead his guys out there, and they'll go for 2. Cook, they'll try and run it.
And he is into the end zone to give him a 2-point lead. So 2 successful 2-point tries now for them.
And you know what it does? It gives you a boost, a huge one for your team because, hey, you're dominating them now. They can't stop you either scoring touchdowns or 2-point conversions. But how about the defense? You don't know what to do at this stage. You can't stop them in any direction.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And his throw here is incomplete. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
These two offenses have gone up and down the field so far in the first half. Finally, I say, here's a stop on 3rd down.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down.
And this returnable for Rager.
That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Lets it fly for Thielen. And this one is incomplete.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one?
He's got a man complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them?
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon.
And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Cook, they'll try and run it.
And make them 4 for 4 now on 2-point conversions as he'll take this one in for the score.
And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try. And you and I were talking before the game that 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
Tua's throw here taken in by Gesicki. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
A reminder coming up at halftime while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box. We'll be sending you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half. Meanwhile, Tua's throw here going to be
now a loose football. The ball comes out and the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
I don't care what the scoreboard says, partner. You know who's winning this game right now?
Mother Nature?
Yes, indeed. Precipitation's winning in a big way. Sloppy. All these turnovers right now.
Yeah, well, this was the forecast. We got what was forecasted, and we've got a lot of turnovers. Now Cousins. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. T.J. Hawkinson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. From the 10. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then... locker room just a little more animated.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. He's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. On the move past the 40. He will go out right near the 35-yard line. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
Open man is Waddle, complete.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing again on second down.
Tua getting this out to the flat. Mostert.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Tua now on first down. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum.
He's got a man complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. First down. Here's Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
You'd have to imagine, given the snowy condition, lots to talk about at halftime for these two coaching staffs. Plenty decisions to be made for this second half for sure. And for the call, we hand it back over to Brandon Gaudin.
Indeed, Coach. Thanks very much. And that snow you alluded to showing no signs of stopping, at least in the foreseeable future. With a glimpse of Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver, as he and the Minnesota Vikings return back here on offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. How many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Cousins now to throw on first down.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
They'll start on the ground with Mostert. They just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
To a hit, and the ball is out.
And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. Huge, huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, 58 yards.
And the Dolphins are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make this a 19-point ball game. after the touchdown. Ready to kick it away is Sanders.
This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
And now out comes Minnesota.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing there, but this pass is going to run out incomplete.
I thought he had that. That was more a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
He's going to take another shot here. And that's caught inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And incomplete on the deep ball.
We're glad you're with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points. But he could not get that to stick. And that is a golden opportunity wasted there. And that's taken in. It's B.C. Johnson. And he is going to pick up the Vikings' 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
This is caught. Touchdown.
B.C. Johnson
from 21 yards away. As these guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Cook, they'll try and run it.
And he's going to go down right at the line of scrimmage. The defense left him with nowhere to go, and the try for 2 is denied.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
So now here come the Dolphins.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Tua's throws taken in by Waddle.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
On 2nd down, Mostert.
Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Charles, when you talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there.
Tagovailoa are going to try and throw on 3rd down. Being chased out left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
Here comes Rager.
Very good return that time. 18 yards.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass.
He's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw, Cousins.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Lets it fly for Thielen.
And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down.
Lets it fly for Thielen. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get over to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Back now at Soldier Field. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Tua sets up to pass it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Vikings are going to get the football back at their own 17. Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stares on that sideline. This is one of those games we just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Cousins. He's got a man, complete. He's at the 30, 10, 5, touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Vikings have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th.
And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the backflip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
By rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so a good opportunity for this offense with solid field position.
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
To his fullback out of the backfield.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
Tua once again here on 2nd and 10. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Throwing quickly to Wilson. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now. And
my goodness, another interception.
And the Vikings are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. And they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. Still seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Cousins on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. And that is incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Now Cousins on 4th down. Lets it fly for Thielen. And he's got it inside the 10. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Pass interference. Defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. So here come the Vikings now as they'll again go for 2.
Cook, they'll try and run it.
And he is not going to get to the goal line. And for the first time here this afternoon, they are thwarted on the 2-point conversion.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody don't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you just say, well, my kicker's hurting this one. No.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things in this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And again, it's Tagovailoa.
And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Holding. Offense.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd.
Got a man. It's Waddle, complete.
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Tua.
That's swung out to Mostert. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw here taken in by Gesicki.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Tua now on 1st down. On target over the middle of the hill.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15. And is this